Hey Stampers, it's Brandy, and I am so excited to welcome you back to Brandy's Cards. I've got a really great card for you today. So I love backgrounds and I love to do different textures and types of things. So when I came across your normal grip liner for your cabinets, I was like, oh my gosh, that's really, really cool. So I have a fabulous card for you today, and the background is white grip liner. I know it seems crazy, but it is so cute. It's so much fun. And you know how grip liner kind of has that, I don't know, that rubbery texture to it or whatnot? It's really cool because you can feel it on top of your card too. Now, you're probably wondering, well, where did you get, this idea? Well, actually, I created these cards for my BrandysCards World Card Making event. And the ladies absolutely loved this card too. We used several different types of grip liners and shelf liners. So those are in our tutorial book. However, today we're going to focus on this one. And if you're wanting to get a hold of this, stay tuned because we are so excited. We've gotten approval from Stampin Up to sell my BrandysCards tutorial book from our World Card Making Day. And we are going to offer it with our holiday gift certificates. Yeah, so we're super excited. So that information is coming soon. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to offer an option for a wrapped package too. So if you wanted to maybe put a little bug in your loved one's ear, that would be awesome. And we'll make sure and get one of these wrapped and out to put under your tree. So we're really excited about that. Okay, so are you excited to see the card today? I know that I am excited to show you. So here it is. So this is from Silly Safari, and we are going to use this fabulous grip liner. Holy moly, who knew, right? And so let me show you what it looks like. So in the tutorial, it is going to state where, what it is, but this is from the dollar store. Yeah, so it's from the dollar store. I'll go ahead and just open it. There is a lot here, so you might want to share it with a friend, but I just basically cut it to size, not perfectly to size, but I cut it a little bit bigger than this size, and then I used my trimmer to make it perfect. So this cut perfectly in my trimmer. I know, pretty cool. All right, so let me show you the stamp set. So the stamp set is called Silly Safari, and it is a Stampin' Up stamp set. It is adorable. I think for one of my customer appreciation mail cards for Card of the Month, I think we did the Silly Safari a couple months back. Super, super cute. And I think I've actually done it for the Creative 8 Retreat too. It is definitely a favorite, I guess. So for today's card, what will you need? Well, you're going to need some Strawberry Slush. So I have my Strawberry Slush. I also have some basic white cardstock, and then a couple of pieces that I can layer my giraffe on the front of basic white. And there's my grip liner. Yeah, it is so cool. So cool. All right, so let's just jump in. Let's dive in, get started. We'll put our card together, and I will show you exactly how I colored that adorable giraffe. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to take a piece of basic white, and that basic white piece is going to go right here on the top. This is actually going to end up on the inside. This is just kind of a little trick that I find is just a little bit easier, and then just flip that card around. So now I can work on the top. Now I'm also going to, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and take my grip liner here, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. We're going to go ahead and cut it in our trimmer. So what I did is I just used my snips, my paper snips, and I just kind of cut, just cut it so that I didn't have this big old bulky roll inside of my trimmer. All right, and so you might even measure it. If you're somebody who starts cutting and you start going like to the left or to the right, yeah, you don't want to do that. So you very well might just measure it first. But I do know the size of this. It's going to be 4 by 5.5 or 5 1/4. Oh my goodness! All the sizes and all the sizes and dimensions will be on your tutorial, so don't worry about that. Okay, so for the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. Did you see how easy that was? It just cuts right, just super easy peasy. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna cut it at 5 1/4 right there. So just kind of get it, make sure this is a straight edge. If it's not, you might just do a 1 cut, just like I did on the other side. And do you hear that noise? It's kind of funny. And so now what we're gonna do is flip it, and we are gonna cut this at 4. Pretty easy. So there you go. So that is our grip liner piece. Yeah, so much fun. All right. So it looks like my son is coming in on me here. So I'm going to go ahead and just move my curtains there so you can see a little bit better. I just disappeared and then I came back. It's like magic. Speaking of magic, Amanda and I are excited. We are going out to Las Vegas tomorrow, and we're going to be a part of the Stampin' Up leadership event. It's called Backstage. We're super excited. And when I say tomorrow, by the time you watch this video, we're filming it ahead. I'll already be back. But we're really excited, and we are going to go see David Copperfield. So that's pretty cool. Some magic, right? We just watched one of his previews, and we were like, let's go pick a show. So that's the one that we're excited to go see. If you've seen it, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. We're really looking forward to it. Okay, so what we're going to do next is you have a piece of basic white, and you have some tear and stick tape. Now you might be wondering, well, gosh, can you see, can you see the grip liner or the tear and stick tape? You know what? We have looked really, really hard, and, we have all decided you cannot see this adhesive. You might be able to see something that appears to be a little shiny through the different grooves, but really, we don't think so. I just don't think you can. And so, you could use mini glue dots, but I think it wouldn't hold it very well. So I would definitely use the tear and stick tape. And I just went around the edges, and, just for extra, security, if you will, maybe you just put a couple pieces there in the center. So just like that. And then I'm just going to use my paper snips, and I'm going to pull these off, and we're going to adhere our grip liner. See how easy it is? Yeah, this is so much fun. I actually went and bought I don't know, 6 or 7 rolls for my my world card making event, my in-person event. It was so much fun. And it was fun to see the looks on everyone's faces when I said, okay, we're going to use shelf liner today. I mean, who knew? So here it is, and you are going to line it up carefully. So just line that up all the way down, just like that. There you go. And so it is adhered just like that. And look how cool that is. So much fun. And it's not going anywhere. It is on there well. Now what you're going to do is you are going to add adhesive to the back of your cardstock, and we're going to add that to the front of our card. So yeah, so we are well on our way. And then up next, we are going to stamp our giraffe. So, and it's funny because the grocery stores, one thing that I did figure out is like at the grocery stores, the grip liner, some of it's like really big and thick, and some of it's kind of really small. This one from the dollar store was my favorite because it was really thin. But I actually went to my Publix. I also went to Harris Teeter, and they had the really big, thick ones. I'm not sure that those would work quite as well. So just be mindful of that when you're looking for your fun texture that you might like to use. Okay, so up next, you saw that I stamped some giraffes. Now these giraffes were stamped in Memento Black, and the reason I did that is because I want to color them with my Stampin' Blends. So I used my, I used my giraffe stamp, and then I just stamped a few. Now I generally always do that just so I have a few extra to work with. And I'm going to start with, this one is Ivory. So this is an Ivory Stampin' Blend, and I'm just going to add a bit of color, here on his neck. And I'm just going to kind of work my way around. Now I am going to hand cut this out So if I get outside of the lines outside of his neck, it's okay. Because like I said, I am going to cut it out. Unfortunately, there's no dies that come with this set, but it does coordinate with our 1 7/8 circle punch. So, and I believe right now it is bundled. So if you were looking to get that punch, it's always good to get it, when it's bundled, because then you get that 10% discount. So, all right, so I'm just kind of adding color to him. And there you go. We've kind of got our first round there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the light peacock. I'm sorry, not peacock. This is pecan pie. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so there we go. We're going to add some brown, which is pecan pie. Do you guys like pecan pie? My favorite is actually pumpkin pie. I love anything pumpkin. So, but my family definitely for Thanksgiving, they all like, pecan or pecan, I guess, however you say it. So I'm just taking the dark and I'm just kind of highlighting some of those lines in his neck. Then what I'm going to do is I want just a little bit of dark in his spots, but the spots really aren't that big. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit of random, some dark in there. So that way when I go to add the light and blend it a little bit, that it does have just a wee bit of that dark in there. So again, I'm just coming back in with that light pecan pie and just blending it out so it looks soft. Yeah, so pretty cool. And all right, so we're just going to kind of work through this. And you can always take that dark pecan pie marker if you want it all kind of darker. Well, gosh, you could totally do that. I'm just trying to get a few of those lights and darks in there is what I'm trying to do. And it just kind of adds a little something extra, brings some depth to it as well. And I think I've colored them all. Now, one other thing that I would do is I have my, let's see, this is oh, no, Pretty in Pink here. So I have Pretty in Pink, and I would color his little tongue. Just adds a little pop of pink. It might be hard to see under the camera, but you actually can see it pretty well, up close. And then I'm just going to add a little bit to his ear. Just kind of brings it to life a little bit. And there's one more thing that I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and take the light marker and just add a little bit right here to the top. It just kind of gives it a little something more. Now, you can also go back with your ivory, and if you wanted to kind of highlight some of like the wrinkles or creases in his face, you could certainly do that too. All right, so that is it. We have colored our giraffe, and then you're going to take your paper snips and you are going to cut him out. And he's actually pretty easy. He's a straight line for the most part. It's really when you get to the top of his head there that it's a little bit more difficult, but it's not too bad at all. So I'm going to save this one for later because I did already cut one out for you. Okay, so if you are liking my card so far, make sure that you like and subscribe because I need your help. I am so excited. I am at 92,000 subscribers and I set this big lofty goal for myself. I want to hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of the year. And you guys can help me do that. And I am so grateful. If you've already subscribed to Brandy's Cards, thank you so very much. And I hope that you've enjoyed all of my projects and tutorials. And if you're new to my channel, well, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And my hope is that I inspire you to create, to think out of the box, and just have fun in your craft room. I like to remind people, nobody knows what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be fun. And, crafting is therapy for weak hands, right? And it's a way to escape from a hard day. And it also brings such joy to others when you send those cards. So most importantly is that you're sending those cards. So be sure to like and subscribe. And of course, leave me a message. I'd love to know you're here. And I would love to see that you've subscribed. Speaking of that, if you leave me a message in the comments from BWE, I have all of these samples. Yes, I've actually got 10 here. And I would love to just pick some comments and send you a card. And so if you're one of the random comments that are picked, I will send you, I'll reply through YouTube, and then you can privately message me your address, and we'll get one of these cards out in the mail to you. And of course, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we'd love the opportunity to help you earn your business and answer any questions that you have. Right now, we have our Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. This guy is good until next year, until like May of 2026. And this one will expire January 4th or 5th, so of 2026. And this is our holiday catalog. So if you are interested, be sure to reach out to me at BrandysCards.com/contact and send me an email with your address so that I can get a set of catalogs in the mail to you right away. And of course, we are right now building our list for our spring catalog. Those are going to ship mid-December. So if you are a Brandy's Cards customer, well, then you can look forward to getting your catalog. But if you don't have a demonstrator, just reach out to me. We need to get you on the list. And most importantly is you got to get opted in. What does that mean? Well, you got to log into your Stampin' Up! Customer account, and in your profile, you need to make sure that you have an accurate default address. Very, very important, because I don't want to send your catalog where you're not at. No, we got to make sure that that default address is correct. And then you will also want to click contact, which means that your demonstrator can contact you and add you to our catalog mailing. So really important. If you have any questions, please be sure to reach out. And Amanda and I are actively trying to reach out to customers who we know that they haven't opted in, but we want to send them catalogs because we love to send our customer appreciation mail. So if you have any questions with that, let us know. All right. Up next, we're going to go back. We're going to put some dimensionals on our cardstock. We're going to add our giraffe, and then we're going to start stamping and put it on our card. So first off, let's start with Secret C. So I have some Secret C here, and I also have Wahoo! It's your birthday. So I think that's kind of fun, right? So we're just going to ink that up in Secret C. And I'm just going to stamp that towards the bottom right corner. Gosh, I love Secret C. Does anybody else love that as much as I do? I really think that it's just a really beautiful, it's a softer black. And I know I've said that before, but it truly is. And I find sometimes black can be a little bit harsh. If you like to kind of pick a darker color, a lot of times I would even go with Night of Navy. But I actually kind of like the Secret C better for sentiments and so forth. All right, so we're going to flip that over and we're going to center that. Oh, wow, that one might be the same size. Yeah, that one is the same size. So let me see if I have another. And I do. So we're just going to start that process again. Let's see. Here we go. We have lots of little white rectangles here. I always worry that I'm not going to have what I need, so I always bring extra. So let's do this again. We're going to stamp our birthday sentiment in the bottom right-hand corner. Perfect. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our giraffe. The giraffe is kind of going off in this direction. I kind of want him on an angle, but you can see here that I'm going to need to probably cut him a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a mini glue dot down here because I want his, the bottom of his neck to be down. And then I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I will cut him. And so I definitely think that you should cut him before you adhere this big piece of cardstock to the other, to the framing piece. And the reason that I say that is it's just going to be a little bit easier, I think, for you to kind of trim off the bottom of his neck. Okay, let's make sure we've got everything here. And I'm just going to kind of angle him. Now, if you're worried, say you want to get him kind of angled like that and you're like, okay, well, it's still white down here. Well, you can take your marker and you can certainly color that and fill that in. So, don't worry about that. Or you could take him down to the bottom corner if you wanted to, and just kind of set it down like that. Now when you flip him over, you can just kind of give it a snip. So that's perfect. And then of course, fill in anything that you need to fill in. So you can kind of see here, I just sort of have to fill in that little bottom part. So that worked perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip this over. And I am going to add my Stampin' Dimensionals. I am so excited. Many of you watched my most recent tutorial using the Stampin' Up flip flaps, and I can't hardly wait to show you. If you haven't seen that, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of that card, and that tutorial is available for you if you want to watch it. It's super, super fun. You guys ever heard of the flip flaps? They are just so much fun. The flip flaps are like these plastic flaps that are kind of, they were intended for scrapbooking, but I use them on my cards, and I love it because you can use them for your Christmas cards if you want to, or maybe baby announcements. You can put like pictures of the babies in there, pictures of your puppy in there. It's kind of, they almost feel like a sheet protector. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to just set my little giraffe aside, and I'm going to show you this card because I think it's so much fun. So this is, it's called Peaceful Garden, I believe, and I love the doves, but check this out. When you open it up, you have these pictures you can put in there. How cool is that? I just think it's like the best, and I absolutely love it. And I thought you would too, so I was really excited to show that to you. Now, of course, you could just put in there designer series paper as well. So you could also put like a gift card or something like that. So I'm going to set those aside, and we're going to go ahead and add our, we're going to go ahead and add some mini glue dots behind. And actually, I think I'm going to do tear and stick tape behind this because I believe that's what we did in our tutorial, and I think you're going to get it. It's going to stay better. So I'm going to add some tear and stick tape, and the reason is because this has kind of like little grids and holes, whereas this tear and stick tape should, you know, cover more ground, if you will, right? It's gonna be able to stick to more stuff. So I'm going to add like 3 or 4 of these on here, and then we're going to add it to the top of our card. So much fun. Such a fun technique. And, you know, I just encourage you to play with different textures and try different techniques. Speaking of that, I actually did a tutorial just recently using the Turtly Cute stamp set, and I used an iridescent treat bag and made it look all crinkly and fun like water. So if you haven't seen that one, you can definitely check that one out as well on my Brandy's Cards channel. Now, as I went to add this down, I was so excited to put it down, I realized that I missed this fun piece behind it. So, you know, when I looked at it, I thought, well, that looks really cool, but it's kind of boring. It just needs a little something more. I think it's totally fine, but I think it would look even better with just a little accent behind it. Now, that accent could be a designer series paper, or it could just be a scrap. A scrap of color is really all it needs to be. So I'm just going to add this right in here, just kind of trying to get it centered. And now that I have that centered, I have my giraffe. And see, doesn't that look awesome? It's crazy. It just added a little something extra, didn't it? Really, really fun. Now, since this is Strawberry Slush, and we have these fantastic Strawberry Slush flat pearls, we've got Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, Timid Tiger, and I've used all the Secret Sea. Oh my gosh. You think I like that color? I'm gonna go, mm-hmm. So here, this is one thing just to keep in mind, is what I have actually found is that, you know, these gems don't stick quite as well onto this rubbery material. So what I ended up doing is just taking them, and I didn't go all the way under it. I just kind of picked it up and then I put it on a mini glue dot. And then I picked it up from there. They just stick a little bit better and they hold a little bit better. You could certainly try it and just add it onto there, but I do feel like they stay better. It might even be easier if you took the mini glue dot and then you just added it to your project and then came over for the gem and stuck it on top. It's just a little hard to see, that was all, because it's all white and clear. So, but there you have it. Super, super fun card. I just think it'd be so awesome to get a card like that. Not to mention, you could take and you could stamp this, fun guy right here on the inside. And you have in here, woohoo, it is your birthday. And then on the inside, you could stamp, happy birthday, you party animal. So you could put some of these other little fun animals in there and really kind of dress that up and just make that a serious party. Now, we know that we don't want any naked envelopes, right? So how about we go ahead and we put something fun on our envelope. So I've got my liquid adhesive here, and I'm just going to add a bit of liquid adhesive around my envelope flap. Now remember, you want to get all the way to the edges, right? So be sure to get to the edges because you don't want your beautiful designer paper or whatever you put on there to embellish to lift up in the mail or get caught. So that's why that's so important. And so we're just going to add that to the top. I like to kind of fold it back over. That's why I like liquid adhesive. It gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And then flip it back, and now I can just take my paper snips, and it gives me, kind of a guide to trim around my envelope flap. Super fun, easy peasy. And here we come back around. Perfect. Okay, so there we have our envelope, and wait till you see with the card. Oh my gosh, so much fun, right? Just super, super cool. And like I said, I have lots of these. I've got like 10 of them here, and I would definitely love to pick some random comments and send these to one of you or to a few of you. So please leave me a comment and be sure to like and subscribe. And you're welcome to even put it in the comments like, hey, I subscribed. I love to go in there and read comments and answer you back. I'm just so grateful for y'all to be on this crafting journey with me. How much fun is it? Out of all the things we could do, there's so many fun things we could do. I truly love playing with my paper, ink, and stamps and my markers, and I just have a ball. So much fun, and I just appreciate you supporting my efforts and being a part of the Brandy's Cards community. Again, we do this guy, forgot to even mention it. He made the cover. He was my favorite, right? So you can find all the details about this card on brandyscards.com/blog. And if you're finding this video a few months from now, you just want to type in the search bar, in the navigational bar, Silly Safari. You can also see in the navigational bar the videos. It says, videos. If you click on that, you'll see pictures. So you'll just want to click on the picture of the card that you're looking for, and you should be able to see all of the tutorials and so forth. Of course, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you'd like a set of catalogs, please be sure to reach out at brandyscards.com/contact. Again, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you had a ball, and I hope that I've inspired you to get into your craft room and get creating, or go find something fun to create with and do something a little outside the box. It's super fun, super cool, and you never know what you're going to come up with. All right, take care, everyone. Until next time, happy stampin'. Bye.